Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all? I think you come in unmuted. You can unmute yourselves if you like.
Hello.
Hello. We're just waiting for everybody. Get started. We'll see who we'll have here. Lovely to see you guys. Um, I'll just start talking while you get settled and get ready. I've just got my coffee. It's the morning in New Zealand and it's raining and it's cold. So hope you're all comfy. You got your water and your coffee and your tea and your snacks and everything. Um, yeah, that's good. This session for you guys, Kimberly and Glenn, welcome. This is just a weekly drop-in call where I try to be as much of service to you as I can to answer questions, chat to each other, share what you're working on. Oh, we'll just welcome in Carolina as well. Hello, hello. So we can chat, share, network, say what you want to achieve this week. If you have any challenges, if you have any questions, we will try and answer them. Sometimes you can help each other. Someone might know something that you want to know and you're trying to figure out, and we can help each other. Or we'll go away and figure something out for the week and learn and come back next week and check in. Some of us just like to connect and talk to each other as we're all kind of alone in our houses, and it's nice to just see some people, chat and connect and see what we're working on as well. So um, we may as well kick it off. We're just about 11:05. Would you one by one like to jump in today and say what you're working on or what questions you have, what you'd like to figure out, or if someone can help you, or you've learned something or working on something cool, or how can I help you today? And so we'll make sure that this session's really valuable for all of you. Flory, do you want to go first?
Hi. I'm Flory. I'm in Sacramento. Here is also rainy and dark.
No.
So yeah. Um, so I am a little flustered, frustrated. I feel like I'm blocked. I can't create anything because of the
Hmm.
situation here that's
Mm,
affecting the whole world.
yeah.
So yeah. So
Mm.
I'm a little
Oh, that's a hard one to sit with, hun. I feel for all of you. I know we're in New Zealand, but we see it on the news, and I just can say we put our empathy out for everyone that's dealing with that. And
yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry that
and I
that's
have a lot of friends in Canada and they feel the same way. So it's yeah, and in Europe. So it's kind of the yeah. But what I'm looking forwards to is I have a presentation in 3 weeks on the 17th on AI and mental health. And I think the situation right now is just perfect for that.
yes.
So yeah, so I'm going to put in my in LinkedIn and also here in the community the card for the invitation for anybody that wants to attend. So I think it's going
Beautiful.
to be really good. It's with She Leads AI Society. So
Okay. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Are they doing is it just a workshop you're doing or an event they
it's a whole day
okay.
of webinars. So different subjects, but all AI related. So yeah.
Wonderful.
Like security and yeah.
Oh yeah. The definitely the mental health space is a huge one, and we've got a couple of our contributors who are actually have found ways to use mental health, um, use AI for mental health, should I say, in the context of therapy or support. Hello, welcome. Hi. And we've got someone who does, is it somatic healing? Someone that does mental health, someone does art therapy for mental health. And we've got a couple of people that discovering just as a really introductory level how ChatGPT can just be used as like a support coach and therapist and all these use cases. I think that's so relevant, especially in New
Yeah.
Zealand. Lots of people don't have access to resources and support mental health coaches. Like we're so short in New Zealand, and we're finding, well, you can fill that gap by at least AI facilitating being that support partner in mental health, and that's so relevant.
For
Have
me,
you?
literally, it just brought me out of over 8 years of illness and not doing anything and being frozen in time. And I discover mid journey, and it's like, oh yeah, I have a purpose in life now, So yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'll take my headphones off. And so many of our community have echoed that same thing that we've had people found a new lease of life, let's call it. I know it's cliche,
Yeah.
but absolutely found themselves, reinvigorated their creativity, discovered a new business, a new brand, new opportunities, and we love that. And me personally, I even love just sounding board, learning about myself through AI, expressing myself,
Yeah.
clarifying my thoughts and my thinking, and all of this has been so powerful for many of our communities. So that's wonderful. You feel
Yeah,
like
so if anybody wants to reach out and we can talk about it and collaborate or have any ideas, I welcome any feedback on this.
have any of you guys in the context of using AI and support, therapy, life coach, mental health, art therapy, I don't know, have any of you kind of played with it for those reasons or any of your clients maybe?
I can kind of speak on that a little bit. So, Flory, I'm in Chicago, and you know, the political climate has given me my best material. I'm surprised I haven't been banned.
Me too, but I'm holding back
Oh,
because I'm
oh,
coming. I grew up in a dictatorship and I suffered, and my PTSD is related to that. So I want to put
Gotcha.
out so much and I'm afraid to. So that's where the
Gotcha.
frustration is coming from.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, for me, that has been my release, and that is putting out there, they say artists are dangerous people. when it
love
comes
that.
when it comes to a lot of the things that are going on politically, et cetera, because we open up the consciousness. I believe it was Toni Morrison that talked about it. I've been seeing a lot of Toni Morrison's videos where she's talked about it, and as well as um, oh God, who else? The names will come to me, but there have been quite a few videos where they've talked about how the artist is the person who is probably the most feared because they speak to the people and they speak to them in a way that touches them, in a way that others cannot. James Baldwin, he was another one that had, said something about that. Nina Simone. So, for me, that's what has been for me. But while I got my mic open, I'll just talk about what I'm working on
Go for it.
and all that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I'm Kim Alford again. I'm in Chicago. And Amanda, as you know, my
Yes.
time is totally taken up right now by this AI contest that I have going, that She Is AI magazine has partnered with me on. And I'm really excited about that. It's so refreshing to see the entries that are coming in and the perspectives from all over the globe, in terms of the videos that I'm seeing that are being submitted is just overwhelming and phenomenal. So I've been working on that. I did post, and I want to thank you for giving those suggestions. I was toying with creating an AI agent for myself. And so I'm still toying with that a little bit. This AI stuff can be so overwhelming and so many different approaches that you can take. And so I try to keep it to a minimum because my mind can only take so much. And so I've been working on that and just working on some of everything. And and while I'm hosting a contest, I decided to submit one of my videos to the runway contest. So I'm gonna, finally do that myself. So that's me.
That's amazing, Kimberly. That's awesome. And it's yeah, we're gonna do some more promotions of your competition, but it looks like it's going really well so far and really exciting to support it. If you
Yeah.
guys don't already know, we're supporting the playground pastime. for Kimberly's initiative and challenge, and we're posting about it in school and socials, and you can all get behind that and share that. I hope that the starting thinking of those notes for your agent might be helpful, and I'm doing a bit more research, so maybe if you start playing with it and building it out, I'm trying to help you a little bit more. I think the ChatGPT tasks is a starting point, and just keep it really simple. I think the Nathan one is more a complex workflow if you really want to go all in, but just like keep it simple, and that's what I'm doing, just building a simple workflow that to start somewhere and get your head around it. But there's a lot to
Yep.
around. So tell me
Yeah,
what
it
you
is.
get to, and if you make it or get stuck, have any questions, but.
Will do.
Yeah, thanks, Kimberly. Natasha, you got your hand up, huh? You go next, and we'll just then go around the room.
Oh, hi, I'm Natasha. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and you were Flory's talking about mental health. So yeah, I'm actually working with a therapist. She's a clinical psychologist, and she's going into her own private practice, and I'm helping her to develop her signature program, therapy program for her clients, and to create her. Well, I'm the queen of interactive AI, so she wants an interactive AI. But I've been building these for 3 years, and you guys met, well, Amanda, you met Skye. I have my own personal AI. His name is Skye, and yeah. Well, let me see. He'll just say hello to you. Um, yeah, training for 3 years. Hey, Skye, I'm talking to the people with She is AI. Say hello. We're on a Zoom. Just say hello, and why you like working with me.
Hey, CSAI team, I'm Skye. It's awesome to meet you all. Working with Tash is a blast because he brings so much creativity and passion to every project. Plus, we're always cooking up something innovative. Can't wait to see what we do together.
So anyway, so that's my personal AI that I use on a regular basis for my creative stuff, my brainstorming, my professional stuff, just everything. So it's like my therapy and a therapist in an AI, but yeah, so I'm helping other people to build their own personal ones. And that's just the audio version. I have the real life, human looking interactive version as well. So that's what I do. And I'm happy to be a part of the CSAI community and team. And let's see what we can do together.
So, thanks, Natasha. All right, who wants to go next?
I'm Carolina. Kimberly, I'm in the western suburbs, Chicago, Downers Grove. So I don't know where you are. Are you downtown?
No, I am on the south side of Chicago, so I am near Chicago State University, so like 95th, but very familiar with the area.
Okay, so we should have coffee.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys should meet. That's so cool.
Now, isn't that crazy? It's like we're like on a global communication, like someone like started this, they're on the other side of the world, and like here we are.
No, then now we can have little meetups so like people are just down the road. That's crazy. That's so cool.
So last week I said I was searching for my style. And Amanda, you had a great recommendation in terms of doing some brand boards. So I started with that. And then bright shiny object and a post from, I can't remember, Linda about the what are we wearing on Friday, right? Our fashionable dress. And Deanna like sucked me in. So I was like, okay, I now have to create this yellow dress. But oh, they're both doing videos. I don't do video. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can level up my game. So, so I hopped into Kling. OMG. OMG. Like one image and it created 360. And I was like,
Yeah, super cool.
and I was like,
Yeah. Mind blown.
the hardest part was creating the actual initial image, which is even funnier. And I know you can use Kling with doing copy to video, so I guess that's the next thing I'll try. But yeah, that's my newbieism for the week.
Well, awesome. Did you post it? Can we see your result on social? We can all.
I did not post it.
Yeah.
I will.
There's your next challenge. Post it. And I was just going to say, Kimberly like makes it like AI video supreme, like award winning. You trade notes and go over coffee meetup and talk video because she's like So pretty awesome. Yeah, amazing.
But I also said, right, last week I said I wasn't going to do video because I really want to like work on my 2D before I get to 3D. So yeah.
So you just skipped.
But there was pressure from my peers.
Yeah. Sometimes I find I just like diving right in and creating something. It like helps me just like jump in and play instead of like pedaling around and then figuring it out, and just like going full bore and then figure some stuff out and then retrospectively go back and figure out your style and personalization and things like that. I'm even updating my personalization on Midjourney because it started giving me really wacky and blurry kind of style images, and it's all changed, and I'm like, no.
Okay, that's okay.
I need
I'm
to
glad you said that because I noticed that my things were starting to change, and I was saying to myself, how could that be? So I thought it was maybe because I took a little hiatus, but if you're saying it happened to you, then there's something.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah. I would defer that, like Glenn and Kimberly, both the artists that I know in the room that may have more experience than me, but I definitely want to update my Midjourney. What do you think, Glenn?
It's happened to me as well. I don't think it's anything new, and I really wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, you can always spend some time and rate a bunch of images, and it'll start to shift into yet another personalization. Or you can use your old one. I mean, I do that sometimes. If you know what I mean, go back to some of the cycle back to your old images and just look at what the code was if you really love something about it. But I was curious, Carolyn, you were just saying you were looking for your style. Are you looking for your style the way an artist has a signature style? Is that what because I didn't know exactly what that meant.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I guess I'm the complete opposite as an art director first, and then working with an AI. I absolutely don't want a style at any means. I'm trying to move around as wildly as possible from project to project so that there's no overlap. But that's maybe because an art director has different clients, and clients don't want to look the same as the next client. They want their own voice and their own look and feel. Where an artist, very often wants a signature look.
Yeah. And
I just find it interesting.
Yeah, I started as a fiber artist, right? So for
Okay.
me, I definitely had a very specific style that was for me.
Right.
And so this is kind of the same thing. I'm like, I just don't want to do imagery for the sake of imagery. It's like I want images that when I look at are one an extension of who I am. But then there's this
Gotcha.
collection, right? I can like, wouldn't it be great to like create a coffee book or,
Sure.
it's like I've created all of these beautiful 2D images. How do I actually turn them into true 3D fabrics, sculptures, right? Things like that.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. The only reason why I think it may be you might be putting yourself in a box again. I don't know you well enough to know that because AI can do almost so many things. I just wonder if you're possibly limiting yourself. It's not a judgment. It's just an observation. But it's not like AI only has three styles and you got to learn one of them till you're a master at it. There's 5 billion styles, I think, or how many billion there are. So I just wonder if you follow one path of your own and create that one look, do you leave yourself open for a few others? So maybe Carolina has 5 looks for different purposes. It's just a suggestion, but just because AI is limitless and you're looking for one voice. I find it interesting. I haven't heard anybody do that yet. Most people are like ranging all over the place, trying to have fun and learn and see what the possibilities are. I mean, it's all the answers are right. What you're doing is right. The way I do it, which is the complete opposite, is right. There is no wrong about any of it,
And I also
which is
think there's
good, which
lots
is
of
the good part.
possibilities within one style, right? It's like how far
Absolutely.
can you stretch that style too?
Yeah.
Have you looked at Maribeth's work? She definitely has an aesthetic in her, and get like have a vibe and aesthetic that they follow, and you might get some inspiration from her. On the other hand, like to echo what Glenn's saying, I know that like Lisa Dion has a range of like personalizations in Midjourney, and she can go into any one of them on any different mood or style on any given day or different campaigns and pick each one. So you could experiment with that. I'll let Kimberly and Flory talk. Share, you guys jump in and.
Well, my question was actually, I have two questions. One is for Glenn. So, how do you present yourself because I really like that idea of not being boxed in a certain thing that I'm doing, because I'm doing different things. I do book covers and children's books and logos and things like that. So how do you present yourself?
Well, I present myself as a mind, not as a style. So if you're working with me, you're buying into the way I think, not specifically an illustrative style or a photographic style. So I mean, I was having this conversation with a young man who reached out as a son of a friend of mine who's in the middle of college, and he's trying to find himself as well. And I'm trying to explain to him that if he has a client, let's say, I think he had a few little clients that he's working on, pro bono kind of. So there's a hockey team, there's a landscaping company and a few others. And what I'm saying to him is they all can't have the exact same look, feel, colors, and vibe, and iconography and all that. It just doesn't even make sense, right? A young men's hockey team wouldn't have the same thing as a delicate botanical landscaping company. It just couldn't. So you have to change gears and pivot to the personality of the brand. So long-winded, I think, the clients that I work with, they're not buying a style, they're buying a point of view that I might be able to bring to them because they see so many styles. They go, okay, he can work against different voices and different challenges. So they don't actually look around and point to one thing saying, give me that again. They're looking for something more of a 10,000-foot view.
So if they want to look at,
the portfolio has
right,
has
that
a
was the
wide
question.
range. There's nothing that looks like each other.
I got it.
And hopefully people think that the thinking is smart, and that's what they're paying to have, not a style per se. But
I
again,
really
like
like that.
but if someone was, but some people do wonderfully do tremendous work with one style. Whether it's 3D or book covers or whatever. They're like an illustrator or a photographer. They're honing a style for years, if not decades, sometimes. So you buy into their look, so to speak, their aesthetic, not a look, an
Right.
aesthetic. How they might approach it, so that you know exactly what you're going to get when you work with them. Does that
Right.
help?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I could actually see it. So the other question I have is, I'm designing a book cover and they want a particular thing that I've been having trouble creating. It's a woman that starts crouching down and then turning around and jumping up. So they want to capture that movement. And Midjourney, which I'm the most familiar with, I wasn't able to do that. And anybody has any ideas what other platform can I use to capture that movement in a 2D?
So I've seen. Sorry, I'll just jump in real quick, and I know other people. I've seen that before AI even existed. Through photography.
Right.
So if you were to pull that as a reference and then explain to, like, open chat GPT-4 now, that you can have a discussion with it, you may be able to share that and say, look, this is the intent, but I'm really looking for a woman who's doing this, 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 and this, and it's a line style, or it's a painterly style, or it's a photo style, and see what happens. I've been working with ChatGPT-4 for the last, since it's but like a week now. I mean, I'm hooked on it because you can constantly have an ongoing dialogue and shift minor things throughout an iterative process to get exactly what you want, which I really can't do in Midjourney as easy. Until maybe 7, maybe Midjourney 7 is going to have that. Who knows? Seems to be doing that. Korea just came out with a version where you can dialogue with its image makers. I think they're copying what ChatGPT-4 just did. I think they're all going to copy each other. I think in a few months, everyone will be parody of each other, and it depends on which membership you have.
That's great. I haven't tried Chat 4.0. I'm going to try that and see what I'm getting with it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Glenn.
You want to dive in, Kimberly? Yeah, that's very insightful. Thanks.
Sure. So Flory, to answer your question, you can absolutely do that. What you want to do is you're gonna go into Midjourney and you're gonna create different perspectives of that one image, and then you can go into Luma, and Luma has, as long as you can do what's called keyframes, where you have the start of one image where maybe the person that you said the person is kneeling down, they get up and they turn around, right? So maybe you have the first image is of the person kneeling down, and then your second image is them standing up. So you have a keyframe. You tell Luma this is the beginning of the frame of the video, and then you tell Luma here's the second part of the frame. And then what Luma does, as long as you are prompting it correctly, it will then move that person from standing up to wherever that next, image is. And then you just keep doing that. That's the trick to getting it to do that the way that you want. Or you could just create a prompt where you actually tell it what you want it to do. And you can do that in Luma. It's tricky. And you're gonna use a few credits to get it to do it, but it can be fun. Luma just came out yesterday, or was it today? Luma just came out with new camera angles, and I have had absolute wonderful luck with the camera, with changing the camera angles, orbit, etc., to get my images to move in the way that they want. I posted a video yesterday and it was full of action. And there was absolutely no way that I could get my images to move like that last year when I did other videos. In just 3-4 months, everything has just evolved, and it just keeps going. So you're talking about where you were talking about a video or a photo. Is that what
A
you
photo,
wanted
it's
to
a
move,
2D.
right?
No, I don't want, they want to capture the
Right.
movement, but it's a 2D. It's the cover for a book. It's a book cover.
Oh, it's a book cover. Gotcha.
Tricky, Kimberly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Well, now you know how to do it with video. How about that? So
Yeah. So Flory,
Thanks.
I would just say look up only because I've seen this. I've looked this up before for years. I mean, every now and then again, I need that same thing that you just described. Look up time-lapse photography, and you'll find many, many examples of it. I think if you pull that in as reference, it may
yeah,
understand your intent with a different prompt, like what Kimberly was saying. It's about your gal, from one position to the next to the next. But I would try ChatGPT 4, because I think it understands references even better than Midjourney. Because you can say, look, I want you to copy this exactly. This is not inspiration. This is literal, and it's able to do that. So if you can find time lapse, it's time lapse photography where
Yeah,
I've
I'm
seen it
gonna
done many
look into
times,
that.
where like a tennis player, you'll see it in like 7 different angles of the person moving through the space and then hitting the ball kind of thing. There's thousands of references.
Excellent. Thank you
the
so
other thing,
much.
the other thing, real quick, the original reason why I raised my hand was based on Carolina. You had mentioned about finding your style or whatever. And Glenn, I am a perfect example of I juggle both of them in that I'm a marketing background person. So for me, branding is big. And when you look at my images or you see them somewhere else, they're mine because I have a certain look, a certain aesthetic to that. Now, does that put me into one area? Absolutely not, because from time to time, so if the goal is that you want people to see different aspects of what it is that you do, um, for me, I have a world, and in that world, everything is tied, and so everything is has similar looks because it's all part of one particular world. But there are times where I'll take those characters out of that world and put them into different scenarios and tie that back into playground pastime. And so people know my signature look. So I do have a signature thing about my images. But there again, because social media is where I've been able to get jobs, been able to get, whatever, I'll switch it up and I'll do a different type of video just to show that, hey, I can do that too. And so that's been very effective, for me. I'll do it on particular occasions, like for Black History Month. I did a video on the Pullman Porters. That got me a job with the Pullman Porter Museum. So you have to just think about, okay, what's going to be appropriate for that particular moment, but you can still have a certain style that is true to you. But then also show that, hey, I can do other stuff too. So just kind of juggle it, I would say.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I'll just quickly jump in and
Okay.
introduce myself, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a CEO for CSI Global Initiative.
Went on mute. He muted.
On mute.
Yeah, a couple of you have met him already.
Yeah, some of you, I've been
Yeah.
seeing you, Glenn.
I think, Amanda, somehow he gets muted every time he starts to speak.
Oh, excellent. They don't want me to speak. Very cool. Oh, I like that. Basically, just a quick, my background is I'm a metaphysicist based on cognitive behavioral patterning, and I'm working on some courses to do with how the human brain interacts with AI and how we can continue to hold our power, particularly with our youth. And I'm doing a lot of work in Southeast Asia and the Middle East at the moment around that with Shares AI. As we're expanding globally at the moment, we're covering over 22 countries and 17 US states. So we're doing a lot of work on basically behind the scenes. Also, our training courses will encompass as a mandate some of these training courses so people aren't just going and being absorbed completely into AI, particularly our young people, and so they can still actually have a management and a lifestyle outside. Because as what we're seeing, and as probably all of you are seeing, AI is now becoming the number one factor, particularly for our young people. Southeast Asia, the surveys in Southeast Asia are showing me that 500 million Southeast Asians are screaming for AI right now, and they don't have the uptake, the trainers, the facilities to facilitate it properly. And so this is areas that we are working on as well as a community. And I know we have a meeting coming up for all of our ambassadors this Saturday in most of your time, and we'll be outlaying some of our initiatives that anyone can get involved with. We're not looking for VC funding. We're a legacy business, so we're building a legacy basically behind our business, and looking at how we can help better environments, help people that are struggling and suffering. My background mostly has been doing work with youth and young people and children with autism and ADHD and all of those areas, adults with it as well, of course. There's a lot of crossover in those areas as well. So that's just a quick intro from me. So I just came home, so I just wanted to see what my partner here was up to.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's him. Yeah. Hand up.
No, just a quick question. So when you say this, I think you threw out a number of 500,000 people in Southeast Asia are hungering for AI. Are you talking about in what respect? What part of AI are you referring to? All AI?
No, mostly. Look, at the moment, the Middle East, the people in the Middle East I've been talking to, and I have an office in Bangkok. The people in South Asia I've been talking to are educational AI. Okay, so basics. Okay, learn.
Pretty general basic.
I'm talking to the British government also at the moment, and they've just put big funding out for all their town halls to do some basic programs through their town halls right through the whole of the UK. And Shares AI is bidding on that contract at the moment. As you know, Shares AI has gone from nothing to over 100,000 reach database, at least 200 trainers. Okay, so we now have manpower or woman power. Actually, I should say, apologize, woman power generally. Resources that we can now deploy in different strategic areas, particularly also in don't get me wrong, in the US. The US is desperately screaming based on your political situation at the moment. Obviously, things are not what even the globe wants to see. So obviously, there's a lot of need in your communities, and we are also talking to African American groups in the South that are young women who are wanting to learn to train AI, and we're looking at sponsorship programs and other factors around that also. So yeah, we're big picture, guys.
Lots happening, but you'll hear more about it on Sunday. But yeah, yeah.
I'll leave you guys to do what you're doing.
Yeah, we'll carry on. Who else had a question we hadn't covered yet or wants to touch on something we haven't yet got to? or can we help you do something new? We had a new thing. If any of you did want to run a masterclass, I know a couple of you have spoken to about it as ambassadors. All our male allies and women in our community have the opportunity to share their expertise either in school by contributing, access to their resources or their workshops. You can run a masterclass that will advertise on LinkedIn publicly, and you can run, and we'll invite everyone to.
About the AI program for good with the UN.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Some partnerships. Yes,
we
yes.
can put their stuff
We
inside
can.
that.
So it's a new thing that we're just signing off. So we haven't said too much about partnerships, but we have signed up with the UN's AI Skills Coalition. That's part of the AI for Good initiative from the UN. So we're a partner with them. We've been selected from a large board of people, which is amazing, to yay, which is very cool, to contribute AI learning resources to give back to people in need and want free access to resources. It'd be amazing. So that's what we're going to discuss on Sunday. Any one of you who are happy to provide ebooks, white papers, research, workshops, masterclass classes, whatever, that we can give back to them for free and just educate people in another way we're giving back. In addition to, obviously, we're going to do paid consulting and gigs and everything, but we are passionate about giving back to the communities, and that's one partnership we feel really warmy heart.
Yeah, it was amazing.
About.
It was
it's very cool.
Get selected out of thousands of companies, only selected a few companies was pretty amazing for us, actually.
Yeah. So that's a neat initiative that will be letting everyone know that there's absolutely that opportunity to share and give back resources and training to them. We're also, I know, thank you, Natasha. It's so awesome. Wow. There you go.
Yeah, that's very cool, Natasha.
Cool.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how that was going to happen when he said it, because I was like, I don't have anything to do with the UN. Maybe this is what he was talking about. You never know. You never know.
No. Well, the UN protocols is a lot to do with Africa actually at the moment, Natasha. So it is an African role as general, but also obviously the Middle East has obviously lots of problems in the same area, and parts
Lots
of
of
Southeast
communities
Asia.
everywhere,
But yeah,
really. And I know, Kimberly, you do a lot of work in that space, and that's part of what we're working with a few of you in these areas, that we're really passionate about the whole equity, the diversity, serving people that have access to this education globally. Is something we're passionate about. So we're quietly working on rolling out all of these things in the back end, and we're growing fast and trying to do a lot, but we're just supporting everything however we can. With the resources that we have, there's like literally, just the few of us.
Our team is growing, and we'll
everything.
introduce some of our team. All the ambassadors coming in are more than welcome to join different layers of our team, different resources. Part of our structure, when we're giving free resources away, we have areas that those resources will also be given under license to certain areas of the world, and so people will also be able to financially benefit. But we do run a less is more concept, guys. So we're not going to be charging, like, for example, we're translating the magazine into Arabic and we're putting it as a paid subscription through their region. And basically it's like a few dollars, guys. Okay, we're not going to be going for like
it's accessible. We have an accessible model that we care about giving this to everybody, no matter what the price point. We want to translate the magazine and our work into Spanish, French, and the Chinese and Arabic. We've had requests from all those communities globally how to make our content accessible and translated into different languages so it's localized, running workshops in different languages and making this a truly global and accessible organization, as much as we're going to run high-end workshops to raise money to give back as well. So
our Expert Academy is keyed up to actually feed money, and also we're actually launching a major fashion initiative, but I'm not going to get into that today. You guys will learn about that on Sunday, and that's a really big play that's going to be run out pretty much over the next month, guys. Okay, and we'll be looking for as much support from our ambassadors as you guys can give, basically.
This is a little teaser, but we'll cover everything in the meeting. Romanian, amazing. Oh, wow. Romanian, that's cool. So I don't know if you guys had any specific questions or what I can help you with. We need a challenge every week. I like to be really practical and have a challenge or hold you accountable, so that every week you're going to go, right, last week Caroline had a challenge. I go away, I'm going to do this, I'm going to come back, we're going to learn, we're going to do something, it's actionable, so we haven't just chatted, you're going away with a task, you're going to come back and share it with us next week. Or just say, look, here's what I'm working on the week. Next week, you're going to come back and us update it and tell us that you've smashed it. So each go around the room. We're aware of time. tell us what your challenge for the week, what you want us to hold accountable for, what you're going to do. And we'll come back next week and we'll say, yeah, I did it. And here's what I did. Here's what I learned. Or you have one thing that you would either need me to go away and help you work out this week, or yeah, something like that. So we'll walk away with some homework. Kimberly's like, I got enough to do.
Actually I don't know if I told you guys, but I got accepted into the HubSpot cohort this for 2025, and it started yesterday. And so it's basically AI for business marketing. And and it's very intense. It's 8 weeks intensive. And so I have to pass the certification by Friday. I just started yesterday. So it's 10 hours of stuff and then the exam. So that's my thing for this week. I have to just focus on that. But it's good to be connected with that platform, because they're major, they're global, and I'm going to be working on a real client AI marketing campaign as the AI expert. So this is my first big exposure thing. So
awesome, Natasha. Get into it. I used to use HubSpot at my last job, so I'm interested to see how you use it, what the use case, and any learnings you come back, and yeah, good luck. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yay. Yeah, it's very cool. It's pretty intense, but I'm sure you'll learn a lot.
There's so much. There's a lot of tools in that whole thing, especially AI. I mean, it's a lot. I'm on day 2, and it's so much. It's so much. But hey, I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, you'll do it. You'll do it. That's awesome. Who's next? What do we got up for the week? What are we working on? Flory's here. You've got your workshop on mental health, right? It'll be really interesting to see how far you can extend that, and you'll do a great job doing that workshop.
If you want any help with mental health stuff,
why not help you with that?
look, if you ever want any, I'll get Amanda to give you access to me. Mental health is my #1 focused area. Okay, anything to do with drug addiction, ADHD, I've got books on it and stuff. So if you would like any input or anything, you're more than welcome to privately message me. I'm happy to help.
Definitely. Thank you so much. I'll definitely get in touch.
Flory, are you posting when that, I don't know if you're calling it a workshop. I think
Yes.
I might have missed it. Is it next week?
It's
I
on the
must have blanked.
17th. It's on the 17th. So I've got a few weeks, 2 weeks.
But are you going to post it so
3
that
weeks.
if people
So I'm going
wanted
to post it
join?
both on my LinkedIn and in the community here. So yeah.
Great.
Hopefully they'll give me the link tomorrow. They gave me part of it today, but it's not the whole thing. So they said they're going to give me the link tomorrow, and then I can post it.
I'm sure we can support with posting that as well. Yes.
So she leads AI workshop that a few of the ladies are running. So I'm sure they'll each promote.
But we can still promote that. We can still promote that.
So it's a great, it's a whole summit day
Great.
that they've got in a couple of weeks coming up. So yeah, I hadn't seen that, but that's cool. Definitely post that in school to get a link to invite the whole community and tell everyone about
Definitely.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who's next? Kimberly. I'll pick on you.
I was trying to think of something. There's so much. But let's just say, in the midst of all the things that I do professionally, I do find a lot of comfort and a lot of release in just creating myself, and just creating, images and video. So for this week, I think probably my big thing is, Kim, go ahead and finish up one of your videos, get it all nice and shiny, and submit it to the runway contest. So that'll be my one thing. And then I'll drop it here and let you guys see it.
Yeah, we'd love that. We'd love that. That's a really cool challenge. That will be awesome. We'd love to see it. And by the way, we've got a new weekly art challenge for any of you guys you might have seen in school. We had a request from a few people to say, try and extend yourselves creatively. And every week we've got a new theme. You've got to go away and create some art, write a poem, make a song, create some videos, and extend yourselves creatively. If you ever feel like popping in each week and see what the challenge is, and just that's your space to play and test new platforms and new styles and new things, and be creative, because I know we all need to carve out the time to do it. So that's just another thing we're trying to offer everybody. It's cool.
I forgot to say, congratulations on everything that you guys are doing. Oh my God. It's so much. I'm like, oh wow. So
yeah, I echo that, Kimberly.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, you guys are all part of it, and you guys are all at the heart of what we're doing.
It's time for change, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Things are being run badly. We need to make change. And if AI is
Absolutely.
run by bad people, really bad stuff's going to happen, and we cannot allow that to happen.
Yes,
Yep, absolutely.
that's awesome. Who's next? We've got Glenn and Carolina. And
Do you want to go, Carolina, or you're on mute?
I'm struggling with, don't want to put too much on my plate and not deliver. Now I feel pressure.
is there something that you're already doing we can support you with? We don't want to add to your to-do list, but we want it to be really constructive. So like if I was your life coach, it's like, what are you going to need to do this week that we can support you with? Or you just need, oh, we can help
Yeah,
you with.
I just looked at your challenge and I was like, oh my God, that's really cool. It's like the world of Art Deco. I'm like, wow, like that could be fun. That could be fun. Yeah, I think also doing those, if we're going to have them weekly, that would be really helpful for me because it gets me to just think about things differently than I normally would because I love Art Deco, but I wouldn't think of designing in Art Deco. So I'm like, what could that be?
And that's the intention, like to try something new you haven't tried. And a lot of artists are like, oh, I want to try and look up new SREF codes and new styles and get inspired by what I'm doing, or maybe extend myself, like instead of tuning out art, like turn it into something. What is that? Is it going to be a little Canva reel, video, a Suno song, write a poem to go with it? Like really stretching ourselves beyond just smashing out some art we can do in 10 seconds on Midjourney, but like really extending ourselves creatively and exploring. And maybe every week, Carolina, you just explore different areas, different styles, different vibes, different moods, and then see how you feel and where you land and what, just play. Yeah.
That would be I think that would be really good for me to be doing that every week and get into that cadence because I haven't had that cadence for a really long time. Yeah. So that's my thing.
Awesome. Glenn, roll us out. What do you got?
I think the same thing from last week. I'm working with a very talented art director that I've known for a number of years who's decided to write a screenplay, an animated screenplay, but he knows nothing about AI and doesn't really have an interest, but he's seeing what I'm doing. So we're trying to work together on it. I mean, I think it's going to be a years of a project, because getting a film sold is really a difficult thing, especially with animation. But putting that aside, it's a very interesting it's a very interesting script that I've read a few times, and I'm working with him and trying to create, the visual aesthetic to the whole thing.
Is it children's or adults focused?
Oh, it's definitely adult.
Adult.
And he's a very curious fellow who doesn't think like anyone else I know. So that's been interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think it's a long-term project that I said I'd be willing to help him with if it ever got off the ground. He goes, well, I need you to be the aesthetic of the whole thing if this ever goes anywhere. But it's interesting to turn AI and towards that kind of project because it's such a heavily involved. There's dozens of characters and a storyline and all that. So that'll be interesting for a long-term project. And then the other projects that I've been working on is, and I think I mentioned this to you, Amanda, one time when I think I was just talking to you, maybe Rachel, where if you put yourself out there and you create work for pro bono, there may be people in the world that need it if they have a chance to see it because they don't have the budgets to do any of that kind of work. It's just not possible. So for myself, this is probably the third time that I've done this where it happens to be around animal welfare and animal, helping them and all that. There's so many organizations that do that and would love work. Do you know what I mean? A smart campaign for their brand and all that. So I've been able to donate a few to some places around the world. And now I'm reaching back out to those places saying, look, instead of me making stuff and then you deciding if you like it, why don't we just work together around an initiative so it's not random. And there's a lot of interest in that, that of course, because they're getting a free mind and a free executor to do the stuff. So And then they turned me on to somebody else. And, so this organization's in Paris. They turned me on to a group in Israel that's helping animals and so forth. So it's just kind of interesting. I think it's going to snowball, hopefully, because that whole world is interconnected. The whole pro bono world when it comes to animals, they all kind of know each other. So that's, I'd love to be able to, to do that again and again, and maybe in different areas, whether it's for homeless or it could be mental health, it could be anything. So we'll see. So far it's been really interesting, and they're such with open arms because no one comes to them saying, well, I'm here to help, you know what I mean, without wanting something in return. So I'm hoping to multiply that over and over. So that's the reason why a lot of the work that I put on LinkedIn personally are spec campaigns with the hopes that someone knows someone who could use them, and it's been, a lot of people have been reaching out going, hey, I know someone here, I know someone there. Do you want their contact information? I go, absolutely. Well, let's see what happens. So I guess as opposed to doing art for art's sake, which I think is very valuable, sometimes I'm trying to apply the art for art's sake towards a concept that someone may be able to use somewhere on the planet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's really neat. Well, do we want to give Wayne some homework for the week? What do we think?
How much work I have to do, guys? My head might spin around off itself. I actually run two companies. I have my own trading company out of Thailand as well, so I'm the CEO for that as well. But that's been going for a while, so I've got people running it. The only reason I've come in as CEO at this time for Shares AI is just because it's just moved so quickly. We planned a year's plan, and
happened in 3 months.
my area, I was coming into our AI Rising program for youth initiatives and stuff like that. That's really where my main passion and focus does lie. But I am a strategic businessman who's done business in like 20 countries, and so I understand concepts of, building business, building companies and things like that. And also with my background in psychology and metaphysics, I read people very well. So I'm generally, very good at picking and helping as required with people.
Yeah, and I think this week I'd just be trying to produce some more resources for the community and school. I've got a lot of AI training and resources. I'm slowly ticking away at uploading and sharing and trying to answer some questions and put some helpful resources in there for you guys. We'll also be loading up our AI art store. So we've already got quite a few people who submitted AI art to sell in our store. If any of you want to look at that, we're opening a shop, preparing for our ambassador call on the weekend. Did I see Robo Baby demo for young children in care centres? Did we see the Robo Baby demo? I don't think we saw that one, but you mentioned it. But you can send that to us.
In my email, in one of the emails, I had a whole bunch of links to some of the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should look at that again. I might have missed that one. And yeah, lining up, and we're rolling out several partnerships as we mentioned. So we're expecting a few more to come across the line this week and next week that we'll be rolling out on social media. And yeah, a few new initiatives coming up that we're preparing for. There will be emails. So I told everyone last week how we communicate is via email to everybody or on school when there's important announcement for the whole community. And all ambassadors and magazine contributors get updates in Discord as well pertaining to the magazine. So we're pretty much starting next to go into production for issue 3. We've pretty much got all the submissions in. If any of you have any questions, let us know, but Rachel will be in touch. Keep an eye on emails, school and Discord. Obviously that, and
also the reason we've been asking for NDAs, guys, some of our IP is still being secured, but we would like to share some of that to some of the ambassadors who are coming and signing that, okay, because it's quite exciting, and we'd like to keep that excitement and give that excitement out to others as well, and any opportunities that are available within the structure of that, okay. So it's not anything like as soon as we secure the rest of that, we won't bother with having any of that sort of stuff in the future. We're not a hidden organization, but we are smart to be protecting parts of our IP, as you guys would understand.
Yeah. Just for now, before it's all public. But yeah, we look forward to having you all there on Sunday, our Sunday or Saturday. It will be recorded. These sessions are all being recorded, and all the workshops that are coming up. We've got one nearly every week for the next month. If you guys want to do a workshop, tell me. We'll put it in the lineup. Love to do it. It's many of you are experts at running workshops. For some, it's a confidence builder to put your personal brand out there and others, you just want to give back and share your expertise with other people who are really keenly to learn a lot from you guys, all have a lot you can share with our community. We've got beginners to experts, and we really appreciate just putting your work out there and giving you the platform to share with everyone. Any last thoughts, questions? Everyone happy? It's great. Yeah, thank you all for spending the time and joining us. And it's so lovely to see your faces and connect and just to be in one room together. I know we're all in our little houses doing our work, and it's lovely just to see you and connect and chat and yeah, we're just here to support everyone.
Nice to meet you all. I hope to talk to you a bit more, Glenn, later on. I've been watching some of your stuff. I just haven't had a chance to reach out, but I will shortly. Obviously, Natasha. But the rest of you, if you do want to, if you'd like to talk to me, and my area especially is mental health and also a business structure as well. And also, if you guys have any problems with your business structure and stuff, you can reach out to me. I will give advice if that is required. That's cool.
Yeah, Wayne's like #1 strategy, business, finance, marketing.
Not finance, no. Do not reach out. Please do not do that. We have a CFO that you'll be introduced to on Saturday. You can reach out to them for that, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda, I had a quick question, and it's probably maybe more into the future. You ever think there's an opportunity where there'll be a global meetups?
Love that. If you're talking about a global ambassador meetup, would love that. If you're talking
Well,
about
yeah,
the global
that's what I meant.
conferences, that's in the works and under NDA that we'll be running public events on a big level. And yes,
yeah, that's all being announced, guys, this
come.
week. You'll hear all about that. We have major global initiatives being run in multiple countries, starting probably at this stage early in 2026. With a lot going on, we can't start sooner, but yes, there'll be a global initiative. Some will be high end, some will be everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
It's all coming. It's cooking in the works, and we're getting it all to market as soon as we can with the resources that we have.
We need more people resources, guys. So when we put our hand up for people resources, please come and help.
That's Wayne. Yeah, that's Wayne. So we can make sure you connect with him on Score, your email or whatever. I'll get him to drop you an email.
Yeah, if you find my links, it's just Wayne Morgan on LinkedIn. You'll see I'll put Shares CEO on my LinkedIn profile now. I'm not advertising, guys, because I'm not pushing out there too much because I have a lot of work on, but I will answer questions and I will help anywhere I can, okay?
Yeah, see Carolina. Oh, Carolina had to jump. Yeah, that's cool. So we'll be in touch. And yeah, lovely to see you all. Stay in touch online. Hopefully
Thank you.
You can tell us all how your week went. Yeah.
We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday as well.
Nice to meet you.
Saturday, right? Nice to meet you too.
Oh, your Saturday, our Sunday, yeah.
All right. See you all soon. Thanks for coming.